Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend the limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So today's weekly intuitive message is, when all else fails, focus on yourself. Right now, with all the frequency shifts going on, all the chaos, we know there are forces that are trying to put people in fear, bring people down, right? Lower your vibration, trying to distract you at all times. It can be easy to focus on everything else but yourself. Or like I said before, right now what's going on, all the lower vibrational stuff is coming up, right? When we have a frequency shift, it's bringing all that to the surface. What's hidden in the dark comes to light. I'm going to keep repeating that because I'm trying to prove a point. Basically, truths are being revealed, right? We're in the age of Aquarius, age of information. We have a lot of shifts going on, and remember that in order for the new world to come apart, we have to have the old world that's corrupt, right? Build a house of cards, fall apart. So bigger, better things to come together. And remember, there is divine order even in chaos. This means that this could be really affecting our family members, right? Our romantic partners, or friends, people we've known for years, right? And we see them suffering, we see them drowning, we see them going back to old habits, right? You're struggling as well, but regardless of what's going on, we have to remember to focus on ourselves, to go within. We have to do what we can to be stable at this point. We can't save everybody. Doesn't mean you shouldn't help anybody, you shouldn't inspire people, but you need to make sure that your side of the street is clean first. You need to make sure that you're okay first. That you're doing what you can to be stable in the moment, to be content, peaceful. Do what brings you joy, right? Brings you passion. A lot of times you'll see, if you're watching this video got to you, I'm sure you're someone that's maybe done some inner work, that has gone through some spiritual awakenings. And remember, there are different levels of spiritual awakening, so everybody is at different stages, right? So sometimes we see people we care about, we love, and especially as empaths, we want to help them. We see these people that we love and care about going down a dark path, struggling. And not to say we can't help them or inspire them, but remember that some people don't want to be helped, and some people can really bring you down with them. I think I made a video on that, actually, a video for empaths. Check it out, called "Don't Bring Yourself Down, Bringing Down Other People." So just what can you do to heal yourself right now? There's going to be things going to come up for you too, it's a lot for everybody. So it's important to do what you can to be stable. It's important to do what you can so whatever chaos is going on in the world, you're okay inside, and that can take a lot of inner work. I'm not saying you're going to be happy all the time. You're going to have probably a wide range of emotions. With the frequency shifts, you got full moons, you said eclipse season, right? There's always energy shifts going on. You put too much energy on these, like full moons, on these eclipse season. I'm not saying it isn't a time of transformation, it isn't a time of shifts, but there are always shifts going on. So it's not about freaking out. Sometimes when you expect things to be bad, when you expect things to be crazy, they become crazy. You're expecting that, and sometimes we create problems that don't exist, or our expectation, or we're feeding off other people's chaotic energy. We're especially as empaths, we have to protect our energy right now. Protecting your energy is probably one of the most important things right now. So continue to work on yourself. Continue, I talk about the holistic approach to healing, and I'm going to post a video. I made that on my podcast. Check it out. My holistic guide to wellness and healing. It's on my Trailblazers of the Universe podcast, which is on Spotify. Basically, what can you do from a physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional perspective? What can you do to heal yourself? That means meditation. That means grounding, breath work. I go into nature so much. I went to the beach this weekend. I go hiking. I put my feet in the bare grass. And you don't always have to have a lot of money to heal yourself, right? So it's prioritizing your needs, protecting your energy, setting boundaries with people. There are people that are just going to bring you down right now, that are really struggling, and maybe you already went through that, and sometimes you got to set boundaries. I went through addiction myself. I went through even my mom ending her life back in August, and I could easily go down some paths if I want to. There are people that have contacted me, and I can tell they're struggling with things I was struggling with, and especially with addiction and stuff. A lot of people are really struggling with that right now. It doesn't mean you can't help them, but who we're going to give our energy to. Do these people really want help, or are they trying to use their energy? A lot of people can't feel good within themselves, right? So they're going to latch on to your energy. There are a lot of energy vampires right now. A lot of people are suffering and are in misery, and remember, misery loves company. So be mindful of who you're giving your energy to. You have to have a lot of discernment right now. That's why it's important to meditate. It's important to connect with your higher self. It's important to tap in. It's important to spend time alone, I know if you're living with people, it can be different. Live with a family, live with a significant other, but make sure you have your alone time to connect, even if it's a 10-minute meditation, because that will improve your intuition. That will improve your discernment. You get those nudges sometimes on what direction to go in. Sometimes everything can be seeming like it's falling apart right now, and you don't know which direction to go. You need to tap in more, connect, not listen to other people who aren't doing what you're doing, or who don't want to go who aren't going where you're going. You need to listen to your higher self. Right now, it's important to connect to your spirit guides or source, whatever word you want to use. But tap in, get your inner guidance. A lot of the answers aren't out there right now. Everything is chaotic. We don't know what the truth is on anything because there's so many things going on. So how are you going to discern? How are you going to know what direction to take, what action to take? And you need to raise your vibration more, right? That also means sleeping better. When you're sleeping better and even eating healthy, eating superfoods, things like that, your vibration will rise. It's important to keep your vibration high. But now, of course, you're going to do shadow work and you're going to go through some darker times, but and we should still feel our emotions and process them and be aware of them, but we don't want to stay in that lower vibration because we're going to attract things of a similar nature, and there are sort of things and forces that try to attack us that are we're easily susceptible to these things when we're in a lower vibration, when we're not taking care of ourselves. I'm even going to say the same with substances. As someone that was an addict, I really know what substances, and that's alcohol included. I'm more of a drug person, but I'll say alcohol definitely, has an effect, lowers your vibration too. Remember, they call it spirits for a reason. That's just my take on it. You do what you want, but I'm just giving my advice from someone who's been around all that for a while. There are a lot of things that are going to be thrown into your face to lower your vibration, in the form of food, content, entertainment, right? News, music, even. A lot of things, a lot of subliminal messages are in all these things. And just lower frequencies. So just be very mindful of how you feel when you do these things. The title of this video is prioritizing yourself. Making sure you're good. Doing what you have to do to stabilize yourself. And there are, also we live in a consumer society, right? There's a lot of things that, where it's big, especially in America, we're big into consumerism, right? So there's a lot of triggers to spend, to do this, and to worry about your finances even, right? The economy's collapsing, the dollar's collapsing, all that stuff, right? So what can you do to be stable? Because that can cause a lot of emotional upheaval for people right now. So, simplify. I would just say simplify your life, I think it's a better time to be a little more of a minimalist now, because we don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of unknown factors. So in order for you to feel stable in all areas, simplify your life. Do things, whether that's spending less, whether that's grounding yourself, getting out in nature, meditation, eating right, hanging out with people that are a little bit of a higher vibration, that are going to uplift you, not bring you down. Be mindful of the content you're consuming on all levels, on a mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional level. We have to prioritize ourselves right now. That's what I'm doing. I've had to cut a lot of people off that I know are bringing me down. There's some people I'm seeing different sides of them. There's some people I've known for a long time, but we know different things are going on right now. People that have done certain things, taken certain things. Just a lot of people are programmed. A lot of people are giving in to these darker energies. Remember, the veil is thin right now, so we're most susceptible to these darker energies, right? Being taken over by them on many different levels, on whether we know it or aware of it or not. So protect your energy is very important right now. Just be mindful of the things you're doing and how you feel after, and you'll know. And then, hey, maybe I need to limit doing this or stop doing this, and what can I replace it with that's healthier, that makes me feel better. It can be a lonely road sometimes. Sometimes you can feel like you're all alone, but I call it solitude. I had to be alone when I went through my addiction, when I recovered from that, when I went through spiritual awakenings. There's different levels, but I've had I've realized that sometimes I'm better alone. I had to heal. I had to be alone. I had to get away from toxic environments. I had to get away from toxic people, even toxic family members. Even at this stage of what I'm doing right now, I'm healing from, my mom ended her life back in August. I'm pretty open about that. And I had to get out of an environment that wasn't good for me, where there's a lot of negative energy around, and I had to move out of there, even away, not too far, but just out of that environment so I could heal, so I could raise my vibration, because there are things that were trying to bring me down on, I'll just say, on many different levels and planes, and I had to remove myself. I used my discernment. I follow my intuition. The programming, your mind is going to tell you do what's comfortable. Oh, stay here, don't move, right? You have to follow your intuition. Your soul is going to tell you, your heart is going to tell you, your gut, right? It's going to tell you when it's time to make a move, and you have to go along with it, sometimes. Because your intuition is actually on point right now. The veil's thin, it's very strong. So use that to your advantage. Remove yourself from environments that are no good. Trust me, sometimes you take a hit, like for me, moving where I had to go. I had to take a little bit of a financial loss on that, because, I had to pay a lot more to move and do all this stuff, right? And to live where I'm living and all that stuff. But it was something I had to do for my own mental health and on a soul level. I had to choose myself. I was trying to help family members. I was feeling bad for people who were trying to help, even friends that were struggling. But this is the whole point of this video. I had to choose myself, and I am doing better. I am healing. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but no one is. But this is the next stage of my healing, my evolution, is by prioritizing myself. Even though I'm an empath, I want to help all these people, but a lot of the people didn't want help, or people were stuck in their own ways, and you have to just allow these people to go sometimes. It's hard, but you don't want to bring yourself down. Right now, more than ever, it's important to do what you can to keep your peace, to keep your inner peace, to be content with what you're doing, and I think a lot of that is not grasping for things. Sometimes we grasp for too much, like substances, like content, like addictive habits, behaviors, right? They don't serve us, and they have a long-term negative effect on us. So it's that's why I keep saying simplify your life. What can you do to simplify? Bring it back to the basics, What can bring you stability, security? Ground yourself as much as you can. With all the frequencies coming in, it's important to ground yourself. Even exercise, even just movement, exercise, moving your body around, eating a little bit lighter, eating healthier. Not saying you have to eat completely healthy, but, it's just these small choices we're making. Small choices to prioritize yourself. What can you do? Write in the comments below. What can you do today on a daily basis? Something small that's going to put yourself first. Because a lot of people, and especially if you're a person that's a healer or an empath, people are going to come to you with a lot of chaotic energy right now, and some people do not have good intentions. That's just the reality of it. Some people you thought you were friends, even your family members, don't have good intentions for you, unfortunately. With what's going on, that's the reality of spirituality, spiritual awakening. It's all love and light. There's a lot of darkness, and not all darkness is bad, but not everybody, what you're starting to see is, you're going to see people's true intentions, and your intuition is right. If you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach, something's not right, you need to make a move, usually I go with that before my brain, my programming gets in the way and tries to sabotage it or keep me comfortable, keep me safe, right? But sometimes it's going to require taking a step out of your comfort zone. So what can you do today to prioritize yourself, regardless of what's going on around you? Even if, you might have kids, so that's a different situation. But even in those times, even if you're married, even if you're in a living situation, some people are, because it's expensive right now, they have to move in with family members, they have roommates that are toxic, or they can't get out of a lease, right? I've been in that situation before, so what can you do to spend time to just take some time to yourself, whether that's going in the car for a drive, whether that's going out in nature alone, right? Sometimes turn your phone off, right? Spend time in your room, meditate. Even sometimes when I was in a situation, I would even go in the bathtub and meditate. If you need to have your safe space to really connect with your higher self, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come at you and distract you and try to take you off your path and try to not make you connect within. The outside, these forces, they want you to focus on the outside and not the inside, right? They want you to rely on external sources, to always seek something outside of yourself. Part of the spiritual awakening is realizing that you have the power within you and relying on yourself and looking the answers within. They are all out there. You can observe what's going on out there and be aware of it without getting sucked into it. It can be easy to get sucked into these things, especially some of the things you hear, and they're upsetting. They're very heavy on the emotional triggers, but if you can sit back and be the observer, what is this trying to show me? Is this really true or not? Just because I saw this on the internet, is this really true? Do I resonate with this? Do I even resonate with this person? There's a lot of things, but you're only going to have discernment, and you're only going to be able to make a good decision, the best choice for you, when you connect more with yourself, when you go within, when you tap in to your own intuition, to like, what does your heart tell you? What does your gut tell you? My mind is the programming. That's been programmed. So I don't always listen to my head. It's overthinking. That's all the programming we've had since we were a kid, right? And from the media and everything. So what does my heart tell me? We got to clear all the gunk out. Meditate. Binaural beats can help you get into that state. 2, go out in nature. Sometimes I just go out in nature and the answers come. You know, find your peaceful place. Even though I went to the beach recently, right? Go out into the forest, whatever. Camping sometimes. Whatever it is that you need to do to connect within and prioritize yourself, connect to your higher self, and prioritize yourself at this time. Prioritize your well-being. It's the most important thing at this time, and your stability. So what can you do to prioritize yourself, to stabilize yourself, or to prioritize your well-being? Write that in the comments below. What can you do every day? Something little that you can commit to. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description and in my channel description. I also offer spiritual and transformational coaching if you need guidance along your spiritual path. If you need help getting your life together, I've been through addiction, I've been through grief, trauma, mental health issues, a lot of these things. I can really give some good insight and some guidance to you if you're struggling at this point. My contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.